We are recording, so I'd like to officially welcome all of you to this really special gathering today and formally say thank you to you all for lending your presence, your energy, your love to this process that we're going to undertake. Everything that we do energetically has ramifications within the field of consciousness. So everything that we do today in terms of anchoring in, if you like, divine grace actually has meaning and will ripple out to touch others in ways that we will not have awareness of necessarily, and sometimes in ways that we can see visibly. So it's not to be concerned about what the outcome is. What is important is that we are doing what we are doing, and we are doing it with the right intentions, and bringing all of our love into the process. So the image that I have on the first slide, for those of you who have attended these webcasts before, I usually do have just a little bit of preamble. I don't want to overload you at all, but just a few things that I feel are necessary going into the process in order to elevate our levels of awareness. And this image of I just loved it, the bridge with roses on it. I tried to find an image of a bridge with white roses, but I couldn't find one. So I thought, well, the pink roses also symbolize love. So it's just this concept, this image of building bridges, if you like. And we're going to use the image of the rose and the energy of the rose to be able to build those energetic, etheric bridges in order to enable the flow of divine grace, because the rose itself is just a very, very powerful symbol of divine grace. And in fact, I just want to share with you that as I was looking yesterday for sort of definitions and words, I kept on being drawn to the Taoist philosophy, the Lao Tzu, who was the author originally of the I Ching, who brought that amazing work into being. And there was a book that I was looking for in my bookshelves, and I just couldn't find it. Couldn't find the one that I wanted, and I was searching through different books. And I went back, and there was a book that jumped out at me, and it's a book that I've had for ages, a photographic work called the I Ching. And I thought I'm looking for some definition, some words about grace. This is what I was actually looking for, and I just had a feeling that there was something in there. And I'd opened up this book and had a look in the index, and blow me down, I found an I Ching hexagram, one of the layouts that is actually called Grace. And you won't believe what the number is. Those of you who have been following the story of Millie and the messages and the things that I've actually been getting in the last few weeks, but the number of the I Ching hexagram that links with grace is number 22. It's hexagram number 22. And I looked at that and I thought, what beautiful confirmation of what we are doing, and of what it means. So I'll give you a little bit more about that later, but it was really stunning for me because, of course, 1111, if you look at it, it adds up to the number 22. And the whole idea behind this is that we engage in a process for 11 days and then we meet again on the 22nd. And that had been really prominent for me when I put the information out. And I also only get the information that's needed to share with you guys, as I say, always at the 11th hour. So I loved the beauty and literally the grace of that connection. That grace is the I Ching number 22. So you may actually want to go and have a look at that for yourselves. You sort of Google it and have a look at the different meanings that different people ascribe to it, as well, because it's a very powerful message. So first of all, let's just share this. This is something that I found from Carolyn Miss. So rather than the dictionary definitions, which I have some for you, is really just to look at what grace is. What is it? What does it mean? And Carolyn Miss actually says this. She says, grace is as real and tangible as sparkling sand on the beach. It's ready to dramatically transform your life at any time if you are willing to acknowledge and embrace it. And it is as simple, the simplicity of that. And one of the things that I think is so prominent for me is all of this. We command the universe to do this and we command the universe to do that. We can't command grace. We place ourselves in a space of being receptive to it. We receive grace and we don't have to deserve it. It is simply something that is a natural aspect of the divine flow throughout all of life. So I loved the simplicity. It is real and it is experienced by us when we have the awareness of it in very simple and beautiful and graceful and elegant ways. Here again, this is a description of it. Grace is the breath of God, an invisible essence beyond intellect that moves swiftly among us when we become receptacles and when we are in that space of being able to receive grace. It just flows into places that we can't even imagine in our lives and in other people's lives. Is it possible to become a living conduit of this powerful force? She says, not only is it possible, but grace is immediately accessible to you and the courage to follow divine guidance. In the surrender, in the trust, and the following of your own divine guidance, you automatically open yourself up to receive grace. And it's developing our awareness of all of the areas in our lives where that touches us, um, that becomes really powerful and that reinforces it. It's an invitation to ascend to the altitude of the mystics and invoke this expansive energy in your life. So you invoke it by placing yourself in a position of being able to receive. As I say, it's not something that can be commanded or demanded. It's a soft and gentle, elegant receiving. So, in terms of dictionary definitions, divine grace is a theological term present in many religions. They talk about it. It's been defined as the divine influence which operates in humans to regenerate and sanctify, to inspire virtuous impulses. Those impulses may be, the gifts of little random acts of kindness, to use more modern language. That is grace in action. Um, it imparts strength to endure trial and to resist temptation. So it is, even when we go through struggles, it is the strength to be able to see our way through those struggles. And when we rest into the flow of grace, the struggles seem so much less, what's the word? Formidable, if you like. And as an individual virtue, grace is an excellence that is of divine origin. So it is, we are speaking here really about divine intervention. And that's really what we want to do. So just to give you a little bit of background on the symbolism of the rose, because we're going to use the white rose as the symbol, the energetic symbol through this process of our access and receptivity to divine grace. The white rose symbolizes purity, it symbolizes innocence. And it is in that space of innocence where we go, sort of, I don't know. I don't know what this is. It's beyond words. In the innocence of being able to receive, the innocence of just pure source energy, pure source love. It represents and symbolizes humility, that we become humble in the face of such incredible power and we allow it, therefore, to flow through us. It's a reverence, it's an awe, it's a respect, it's silence and secrecy. And by that, it really is just a case of we don't have to be evangelical about what we do. We can hold that beautiful secret within and just allow it to flow through us. We don't have to go out there and preach. We literally have to just be. So it's in the silence of knowing when to hold our counsel. It represents spirituality. It represents true love. And when we're talking true love, we're talking divine love, which is why white roses are very often used in bridal bouquets, because that is a symbolization of true love that is sanctified in the eyes of God. But it's our true love is in our own sacred relationship with the divine. It's an honoring and a remembrance, which is why it is also significant today, because it's in our remembrance of who we are, in our remembrance of that power, in our remembrance of the innocent lives that have been lost through manipulation by others. And it's people who sort of gave up or sacrificed their lives in the belief of a grander vision that had been manipulated, like the wars, like the world wars. So what we are doing in this process is that we are honoring and remembering and helping to re-trigger the connection back to original innocence for every single one of those souls that unknowingly gave up or sacrificed their lives for the whims of another. It's a reminder to them at the soul level, at the energetic level, that there is another way. It's a reminder for us and for everybody still living that to exist and live through the path of the heart, we will find another way. We will find a way of peace. So I hope that really just encapsulates for you the white rose. Last year, when we did this special ceremony or service, if you like, we actually used the white poppies as being symbolic of peace. So this year, it's the white roses. We're really kind of taking things to another level, if you like. And the other thing that we're going to use is we're going to connect with a power animal, and we're going to connect with the white peacock. If you've looked at my website, you will have some kind of understanding of the sacred white animals, and I actually call them the power animals of the diamond consciousness. So it elevates our connection with and our understanding of the guidance of these souls that are embodied in these forms, in these beautiful, beautiful creatures. And it's kind of like these souls of the essence of these pure and beautiful white animals elevates us and lifts us to another level of understanding, which is exactly what the diamond and the diamond light grid is all about. It is that level, that higher level of consciousness that enables us to accept and to be open to ever more and increasing understanding of how the divine works in our lives. So these animals are our guardians and our guides to a higher way, and they're a higher form in a sense. They're the ascended manifestation. So the white peacock represents refinement. So we are refining our energies. It brings a message, it brings the power of refinement. They are symbolic and they represent beauty, reverence. And again, we come back to the honoring that we have, this reverence for the divine. They represent regeneration, that in a spiritual sense, we are regenerated when we come into closer communion with that uh, flow of grace. They represent spiritual vision. It's the ability to access and hold a vision of what we want, despite whatever may be happening externally in our lives at the moment, that we can hold that highest vision and allow it to flow and manifest through us. Peacocks, especially the white peacock, also represents spiritual integrity. So the more refined we become, the more we purify, the greater the level of spiritual integrity is actually required of us, and the more we actually develop. It is access to higher Christ consciousness, and they represent royalty. And I'm talking royalty in the spiritual sense. So it's an elevation from the mundane into a state and a space which is sanctified, which is, if you like, graced by God. So I hope that gives you a little bit of background and insight into why these two symbolic entities and energies are going to be working with us through the process today. So are you guys all okay with that? And if you are, then we can prepare to go into our beautiful process today. So I want to make sure the sound is also still okay. If anybody wants to just stick a quick yes into the little chat room, that will be fab. You're all okay, thank you. So I'm going to leave. Sounds okay, thank you. I'm really glad that that has clarity. So I'm just going to take a quick drink just to wet the throat. And without further ado, if you are all comfortable, then I'd like you to gently close your eyes and begin, as we always do, by taking a few long, slow, deep breaths in and out. And with each in breath, you become aware of a flow of divine love being drawn into your body. And with each out breath, you let go of any resistance or stress or tension in your body. As you allow yourself for this time that we are together, that we are sharing, to simply rest. For there is nothing that has to be done or needs to be done in this moment other than to allow yourself to simply be in this space and in this flow. So just place your focus on your breathing as you breathe easily in and out without forcing anything, withdrawing your senses from the external world and into a state and a space of peace, where there is no time, where you can be in communion with your grandest divine self, where you can hear that still voice within. And around you, whichever way you are comfortable, create your diamond or step into it, whichever is comfortable for you. As you feel the peace and the protection and the love deepen, become ever more prevalent. And for those of you who are joining in for the first time, your diamond is a beautiful octahedral energetic form that centers and anchors itself at the tip of your tailbone or the base of your spine. And it's like two pyramids joined base to base, meeting at this point, the tip of your tailbone. And it extends outwards and upwards to connect with an energy center above your head with your soul star, and with an energy center below your feet that we know as the Earth Star. It's our connection and our bridge between heaven and earth. And it supports our connection to the divine flow throughout all of life. So expand your breathing to incorporate your diamond. As you observe it coming alive and breathing with you, pulsing with light as you breathe in and out, intensifying and enhancing your connectivity. And in this moment, you become aware of each and every diamond being on the call, whether now or tuning in later, for there is no time, of the synchronization of that flow through each and every diamond, each one breathing and pulsing in perfect harmony, dotted around the world like beacons of light. And in front of you now, you see unfolding its feathers, that magnificent, pure white fan display of tail feathers, that beautiful power animal represented and held, embodied by the white peacock. And you just gaze for a moment into its eyes as it stands before you in its magnificence, in its beauty. And you see that among the plumes of the feathers and the eyes of the tail, small sparkling diamonds, as this beautiful being embodies the consciousness of the diamond light. And we give the intention and we ask for this beautiful being to support us in this journey, in our alignment with and our receiving of divine grace. In whatever way is right for you, the peacock provides you with an acknowledgement. And it expands its tail feathers even further so that you can see into the forms on its tail that resemble eyes. And in each one of them, there is a vision of a potential, loving, peaceful future. Allow the peacock to first share its vision with you of what is possible with the right alignment as you gaze into these mirrored forms of eyes on its tail. And you allow this being to communicate with you an honoring and an acknowledgement of your role in the creation of this future. Just allow yourself to gaze upon those images, to embrace them, and to know them as you feel your heart expand with love and appreciation for all of the ways in which we are supported in this life. The acknowledgement of the purpose of your life, that with each step that you take, you support the building and the creation of a different potential future. And forming now between you and this magnificent animal, you see a figure eight of flowing light, binding you, connecting you, as this peacock offers you its wisdom and its love, that you may access it at whatever time and place you need it. That whenever anything may be happening in your life where you require reinforcement of a higher vision or a spiritual higher perspective, that you may call on this animal, on this magnificent spirit to support you, and that through the diamond grid and through your diamond, you are forever connected with this wisdom. So allow yourself to simply breathe as you connect and strengthen that figure eight infinity loop of light, whereby you are graced with the loving wisdom of this spirit. And allow it to impart its reverence for you, its honoring for you and of you. And as you connect with the beauty that this creature is and that it represents or symbolizes, you begin to feel and appreciate and know the beauty and the magnificence of you, of who you are. Allow the peacock to share this with you so that you see a reflection of your own beauty in the eyes of this wide open tail. And your heart expands as it softens in recognition. And the peacock now steps closer to you, and you notice that it is holding something for you in its beak, and it hands to you the most perfect, beautiful white rose. And this is offered to you with love, and that this rose is symbolic of your openness and your willingness to receive the grace of divine love. And you reach out your hands and you accept this rose. As the peacock bows its head and steps back, and as you take that rose, there is a flash of light within your body, within your energy field, as you are opened to receive an enhanced and increased flow of divine grace. Your being is being reconfigured as a living conduit, as a living bridge for this purity of energy. And you take that rose and you place it in your heart. And as you do, you are prompted with images and acknowledgements or times in your life when you have been touched by divine grace. At the time, you may not have realized it or been aware of it, but you are shown now every moment in which that grace has flown through somebody and touched your life, or flowed through from the divine itself. So just for the next few moments, allow yourself to see and to acknowledge each and every moment of where that divine grace has been present. It will enable you to see your life in ways that you have perhaps not seen it before, and to be in that state and space of appreciation for the magnificence and the beauty of each and every living human, for the beauty of your own soul, and with each acknowledgement, the rose that you have placed in your heart begins to multiply. And those roses cascade throughout your diamond, building links of connectivity to each and every facet that forms your personal diamond grid, effectively building bridges into every sphere and every facet of your life. And your diamond grid is festooned with archways of white roses. increasing the flow of this divine grace, enhancing your ability to be a conduit or a living bridge. And you realize that there is nothing that has to be struggled for in the rest and the receiving of grace, struggle ceases and purpose becomes clear. So allow those bridges of roses to extend into events and circumstances and people in your life right now where there may be challenges evident, and allow yourself to release any tension that you still hold around those events, knowing that you are being held in this perfect place and in this perfect space as a conduit for the divine, and that you can bring that wisdom into whatever circumstances may be presenting themselves. And in the resting into that flow, the roses continue to multiply until what you experience and what you can see around you is a cascade of heavenly roses. It's like a cosmic delivery system. There are just roses and petals and rosebuds falling all around you, in between each and every one of us, connected on this call and through the diamond grid. And this heavenly cascade now creates bridges between diamonds, between timelines, between people. And you observe the flow of divine grace, strengthening and cascading out into the world and into timelines. And in this grace there is healing, there is reconnection, there is release from pain, there is recovery of innocence. And with each bridge that is formed, there is a manifestation of this sacred white peacock. And you call in and give the intention for all souls that sacrificed their lives in innocence, that were betrayed by external powers simply because they had no knowledge of their own power and of the fact that there was another way. All of those souls you call forward and present them with these bridges of grace into ongoing realms back into their knowingness and the love of the divine. And as these souls come forward, the peacock hands them a rose that they place into their own heart. So you may first see your own loved ones receiving these gifts and crossing these bridges, restoring them for their onward journey, their soul development, and a return to source, to peace, to love. And with each rose that is accepted, there is a dissolving of pain and trauma, and a knowingness and a realization. And with each soul that accepts and crosses over these bridges, there is an increased light that draws even more souls. So for all of those who have been affected by loss and by tragedy, through trauma, through betrayal, allow them to draw closer to these lights, that their pain may be healed. And as their pain is healed, your pain is healed. For each healing at this level ripples throughout time into the biological fabric of your body. And in the mirrored eyes of the peacock's tails, you see other bridges out of sight in higher dimensions, leading people onwards, leading souls back into that state and space of loving kindness, of grace. For nothing needs to be done to earn or deserve healing. It is simply a willingness to be open and to receive. And in your willingness to receive is the ripple effect out through time and into the world. And your heart expands until you don't think it's possible that you can receive any more of that divine love, and that it expands even further till you realize through the knowingness and the experience that this love has no end, it is eternal and it is infinite. And that the more you share and give, the more you open to receive. So with each bridge that is formed, the greater the level or intensity of the blessing and the grace you receive yourself. For all is given and done with love. And the entire infrastructure of white rose bridges is steeped in gratitude as each of the souls that crosses, that is in receipt of the white roses, expresses gratitude for this gift, for this release, for this space, for this honor. And that gratitude also ripples out, that you experience it and feel it, each and every one of us. Experience a renewed gratitude for our lives. And from this multitude of timelines, you now see these bridges of grace, these beautiful conduits of white roses, and the peacocks supporting the journey, extending out into the future time. And now you find beings of pure light and elevated love walking across the bridges towards you. And these represent manifestations of your future selves, the realization of which is made possible by being in this space of simple receiving. And these aspects of your future selves cross the bridge, bringing with them white roses. For we are creating a future which is enabled by purity, by grace, by love, with and through gratitude. A future that regenerates us in this moment in time, and stand before your future selves, gazing into the eyes, and allow your future self to communicate to you whatever it is that you most need to hear right now in this moment. And then you welcome them into your energy field to be with you, to support you and guide you across that bridge to the future. And in your connection with them, you hear their voice, you hear their message, you hear that love that is the future you. And from within, it will guide you across whatever terrain is presented in order for you to reach, to step over that bridge. And your future self places the rose that it brings with the message, with the love into your heart, where it merges with the key white rose that is already residing there. And you expand and you hold it. And in this moment, you are in a place of perfect knowingness. That whatever the external world presents you with, you have the wisdom and the dispensation of grace to flow easily through it. for it as part of your journey into your destiny. And this is the space and the energy that you are going to hold for the next 11 days, and to imbue each moment and each encounter with the grace and the love that you have received, as you allow that to ripple out and to touch each person in your life in whatever way is appropriate. And in so doing, you hold open these bridges of grace for yet more individuals to be touched, to be in receipt of those white roses. And it's an unspoken invitation for them to take that journey, that soul journey, into their expanded selves, to awaken to the magnificence of who they are. And in the simplicity of your actions is an elegance. That's all that's needed, is a recognition of the manifestation of this flow of energy through physical action in your life. And it can be in the smallest of ways with any being, sentient or otherwise, with animals, with plants, because all is imbued with this divine flow. And take a deep breath in as you allow yourself now to begin to return to waking consciousness. Just slowly become aware once more of your breathing. Become aware of your body. Deep breath in and out. And you can see your Earth Star energy center anchoring you firmly here upon the earth. And that energy center is infused with the blooms of white roses. So that you walk on a cushion or a carpet of beautiful sacred blooms. And within your soul star energy center is a fractal unfolding of an eternal rose, gifting you with a constant stream and flow of grace through your soul star center into your diamond, reinforcing the bridges that you have built within your own diamond grid and the bridges that have been built within the timeless and multidimensional diamond grids. And even though there is much activity There is a beauty and a graceful flow to all of that activity within the grids at this moment. And with a smile in your heart and a smile on your face, bring that recognition back into your waking world with another deep breath in and out. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and return. And readjust to your physical environment. Okay, are you back? Hmm. Or are you still thinking about coming back? Oh, that's just wonderful. There was just sometimes the experiences in these processes actually defy words because it's not in the words, it's actually in the flow. Beautiful. I'm so glad you enjoyed it because I just was in that space of love and beauty, and that is what the bridges of grace really are about. It's resting, it's gentle, it's just being in the flow and allowing ourselves. The Taoist way teaches us that it is with that ease of flow that we are able to overcome all obstacles in our lives, to be like the flow of water. And that is the gentleness that we take back out into the world, and we're going to reinforce this with a different process on the 22nd. So we've got some comments here. Beautiful. Have to go with the flow and leave and share with the visitor now. Okay, all of you. Thank you, Hilary, for being here. And for sharing in this process. I can just tell you that what I was seeing, thank you to all of you, what I was seeing through this journey was literally just cascades of roses, as symbols of that loving grace just pouring down. Um, and bridges and people crossing them, not even from the astral realm into higher dimensions, but even beyond that, those that are ready to take their journey to a whole new level. They were just souls crossing at multiple levels and experiencing the grace of that healing. Um, yeah, very emotional. I could actually feel the emotion building before we even started. So I just want to thank you all so very much. And for the next 11 days, it really is a case of reinforcing that. So of course you can connect with the meditation again. Oh, thank you all. Um, and or maybe not even do the meditation, but connect with the peacock and reinforce the gift of that white rose. Let it reinforce your vision, let it reinforce your experiences through this process, even if you come up against challenges. Peaceful and very loving. To me, this whole process was really about extending that love to counterbalance the celebration of betrayal and sacrifice that has been so prevalent over the last few days with the other global events that have actually gone on. What we need, what we want to create is peace and love. And this has been a huge opportunity to actually do that and never underestimate the power of a small group of people. What I will do is I will write down for you in the email when I send you the recording. I will write down some of um, the little tips from the book on um, hexagram. It's hexagram number 22 from the I Ching, the hexagram of grace. So that will also give you something to focus on in terms of behavior and taking forward for the next 11 days until we actually connect again. And I have a feeling that our next journey together on the 22nd is going to be something truly magnificent. So to all of you, I just, yeah, thank you for being a part of it. It's a real honor for me too. It is an experience of great beauty and gratitude. So it's wonderful that you all experience that through this journey. And I will be holding the space as well for the next 11 days through the diamond grids um, to support the building of this initiative, the flow of grace. Oh, I love you all. Thank you so much. Um, I'm going to let you get on with your day. Thank you, all diamonds. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, everybody. Please share it with others. Feel like connecting you all. Oh, Elaine, what a wonderful, wonderful idea. Feel like connecting with everybody at 11:11 a.m. and p.m. each day. What a beautiful idea to even do that in silence, to connect with everybody else, to visualize those bridges and just do a connection in between 11 and 11:11 each day, morning and night to do that. Just a few silent moments to reconnect with that grace. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Elaine, for that recommendation. Beautiful idea. Beautiful idea. And this is still on the recording, so everybody that's going to pick this up will have an opportunity to connect in with that. So I thank you all. Again, just my heart is full of gratitude, and I wish for you and I intend for you all that you stay open and in receipt of that grace no matter what is happening in your life. Don't worry about how things look. Just take a deep breath and in that moment allow yourself to be in receipt of that grace, because you will then notice and be in the synchronistic flow, and the flow will carry you through whatever the circumstances are that you are dealing with. Take a deep breath and reconnect with it, and it will guide you. So that's my loving intention for you. So thank you, everybody. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm going to end the recording to actually get the recording out for others who couldn't join us live. So there's still plenty of opportunity for them. So I thank you, bless you, and look forward to connecting with you on the 22nd. Okay. So the